Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe to the channel. How are you all doing today? Slowly grinding towards Christmas? Are you setting up the Christmas tree and making preparations for Christmas dinner? I'm not preparing that yet. I'm not even planning anything, but we got a Christmas tree set up over here, looking all cozy and shining with lights and thingies, and yeah, looking forward to the festive season with the family and of course with you as well, ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe, dear subscribers of this channel. We've had a great year. We're going to do a wrap-up of the year later on this week. We got some great stuff planned as well in terms of videos. Pausing video will be coming, E100 video coming soon, spotting guide, all little bits. But today we're going to look at this tank, the original Tier 10 Russian medium tank. That is the T-62A. And as we all know, this is currently being tested and has been tested on the open test server with some very nice buffs. Mostly a gun depression buff, bringing the gun depression up to 8 degrees. Question is it needed? We can only make educated guesses, obviously, because Wargaming have a lot more data than we do. But I decided to take a look at the data I have currently available, which is mostly from blitzstars.com. Everybody can get that stuff, blitzstars.com. You can go to the tank compare sheet and then look at all the tanks. But you can also look at the tank Zeitgeist poll, the tank data, where you can filter out all the tier 10 medium tanks, for example, and then look at what they have been doing. And if you look at the current 90 days win rate, the T-62A is pretty much at the bottom. It's about on par with the Leopard 1 at 51.69 for the T-62A and 51.61 for the Leopard 1. But this tank, the T-62A that is, it's the worst one when it comes to doing damage. It has a damage ratio of 1.09, which means that most of the players do on average, almost all of the players combined, accumulated, etc. On average, they do about 2k damage in the tank. And let's be fair and square about it and be honest. That is not due to the gun not performing. I mean, it's got APCR for standard ammo, heat for premium ammo with really good penetration values. It has a brilliant rate of fire. It has amazing accuracy. It's actually even more accurate than the Leopard gun, the Leopard 1, which is a German gun, so that should be really accurate. But other than that, this tank does not perform as well as, well, Wargaming wanted to perform, by the looks of it. And having gun depression makes it a bit more versatile. Is it then needed to give it 8 degrees of gun depression? Let's seriously discuss that question in this video. I've got two cracking replays for you today in the T-62A. This one is from Clee, he is driving on Winter Melanovka, and this Progetto 65 Gladiator, he's making the wrong choices. Clee is slowly working around, and he wants to clear this Progetto, and he has to because that's the most dangerous opponent currently available on the field, but not anymore. But he has to clear a few tanks now. They brought it back from 4 versus 7 to a 3 versus 4, and this T-62A then makes, I don't know, the wrong call. Yeah, he clears an IS-7, but he pays for it with his life, and it's now a 2 versus 3. And then the grill is gonna get shot. There it is. Yes, very good decision making by Clee. But you can see that if you don't know this tank, if you do not know what to do with this tank, then you will have problems with it. I mean, it's low slung, it has a great camo rating because it's a low slung Russian tank. As said, it has brilliant gun statistics, gun handling, penetration, etc. That's all well and good. But if you don't know how to work around its gun depression, then it is a hard tank to play. Well, Progetto, unbelievable. It could be almost a meme. Unbelievable. Yeah, this tank, and Clee is gonna show it over here. Look at this. This is if you roll back on ridges like this, and if you can do stuff like this, then you can make the tank work. And you have to learn this. I mean, the 62A is a really strong tank, and I've covered it before on the channel a few times. It has a rock hard turret. It has a cupola on top, but not as noticeable. It is, well, it hasn't got the brilliant front plate of the Object 140, which is on paper a bit less armored, but it's sloped back a bit steeper at a steeper angle, so that means it has a better effective armor thickness. But other than that, the 62A, it is not a bad tank at all. Like I said, the win rate is low at the moment. The win rate, the damage per battle is the lowest of them all. 1806 currently per battle over the last 90 days. Then we are looking at the damage per battle all the time. It is the lowest of them all. In terms of change, it is not the lowest. Some of the others are the lowest because, yeah, the projectile has been there for quite some time currently, and it was a power ratio. And in terms of survivability, the T-62A is the bottom line as well. So, is it needed to give this tank a buff? If you look at all the stats, and I can't even believe I'm really going to say this. I was thinking at first, when I was doing the video on a test server, I was thinking Wargaming are completely freaking out of their minds on wanting to buff this tank, because a T-62A is not a T-54, and that's obviously a very massive open door. I mean, there's even a completely open barn door. Such size does it have. But apparently it is hard to do well in this tank. People do not survive in the tank. They survive even less in the Leopard, but they do not survive in the T-62A. They have the lowest damage per battle over the last 90 days. And the highest damage per battle over the last 90 days is for the projectile M40 Mod 65. So that one's gonna get nerfed. No doubt about that, that's going to get nerfed. And, well, the buffed STB1, the buffed WZ121, and the buffed E50M are on top. So, what's going to happen next? Just make a bit of a buff with the tank and then keep buffing it? And we're looking at Anomaly here, and you can see he is in a great position at Black Goldfield. And this shot on the IS-7 right through the cheek, that's brilliant stuff. But he would have been able to get better shots off on this position if he would have had 8 degrees of gun depression, and if the tank would get 8 degrees of gun depression. And I've shown that on the 6.6 open test server in the video. There's a link in the top right corner. Take a look at it. And here's not how to play a tank with a good turret and great gun depression, and sit behind the ridgeline but not hide your hull. This chieftain, mate, stop doing it wrong. He's getting perma-tracked, as you can see, because the 62A has a really good rate of fire. And this chieftain cannot go through the front of the T-62A, and he's just... There are a lot of targets over there. He's getting farmed, absolutely wrecked, massacred, brutal, savage, wrecked, back to garage, and he's... You have a tank with good gun depression, and then you use it like a muppet. That's not going to work either. I mean, if Wargaming are gonna give the tank 8 degrees of gun depression, the Chieftain has better gun depression. And that's 10 degrees, it's even 2 degrees more. But if you're gonna use it to I don't know, what's the opposite of perfection? Just complete failure? If you're gonna use it to complete utter failure, then gun depression, adding more gun depression is not going to work. And both Cleatrimber and Anomaly are using the 62A like you should. Get positions like this where you're completely hidden with by the terrain, by the topography, where you're only showing your turret. And then yes, this FV is doing damage, but he's shooting hash to just do a little bit of damage But by the time it's taken the FV to reload, Anomaly can shoot and then bounce on the Kampfpanzer, but he can shoot that FV once and twice, and now he's going to run away, get under the gun, get behind him, clear the FV, take the shot from that Kampfpanzer. I mean, just... that was needed. There was damage that you needed to take, and he's then gonna run away. And he knows what he can do with the tank. Shoot the Kampfpanzer, bounce again. Yes. Stay under the gun. Kampfpanzer misses. Shoot him through the lower plate. Once. Take a look at the enemy. Keep him in place, tracked, and vanquish the Kampfpanzer. Pop goes the turret, no problem, no questions asked. If Wargaming keep changing tanks and not telling the community what to do with it, then they will keep buffing tanks, and they have to keep buffing tanks and buff them and buff them and buff them, because people will not know what to do with the tank. And 8 degrees of gun depression, it will make the tank more versatile, and yes, it will make the tank more competitive, and it will probably help in getting more damage out and surviving a bit longer. But then you might have the case that the T-62A will become the new STB-1, as in one of the more played tier 10 medium tanks with a very high win rate, and then that buff might be changed back again, or I don't know what's going to happen next. Is it going to be changed then? Is it going to get nerfed then? Is it, you know, it's not a scene, it's a goddamn arms race. Tanks keep getting buffed, and they have to get nerfed because they overperform and they are overbuffed. Tiger 1, Tiger P, I'm looking at you. That's just constantly happening. And if you don't play the tank like Clear Trimer has done, or Anomaly is doing here, then it will not work when you have 8 degrees of gun depression. You have to find positions like this where you can use that low slung Russian hull to hide your weak spots and only show the top of the turret. And this FV is doing really good job. I like this better when I watch it. Just the beginning, just surviving the hit points and then taking hits where needed. Of course you don't want to get hit, but if you must take a hit to clear a tank, then by all means. And this FV is doing an admirable job of surviving and then popping his gun barrel into the air. You're thinking, what's he doing over there? Well, he's pointing the gun barrel in the air to make Anomaly shoot his gun barrel, and now he's moving up the ridge, and he would have been able to clear the FV on this spot like over here very easily with 8 degrees of gun depression. You can see the red line over there. He would have been able to clear it if he had 8 degrees of gun depression. But the question is he going to do it now? Is this buff needed? Well, in this case, in this scenario, in this match, it was not needed, as you can see. Great game there, 7,548 damage dealt. And that's a T-62A played to perfection with 5 degrees of gun depression. Is it needed? Does it need 8 degrees of gun depression? Please leave your thoughts and comments down below in the comment section. Leave a like on the video, and please, ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you all on the next one. Cheers and happy tanking!